lineup changes. The Leafs have won 4 in a row, a 9-game point streak, 7-0-2 in that stretch. San Jose, of course, coming off that win against the Montreal Canadiens on Tuesday night, so they're feeling relatively good. The expectation is there that Nick Robertson could enter back in for Dennis Malgin. I want to ask you this. Are they handling Nick Robertson the right way, Rosie?
Yeah, it's hard to say, man. You kind of wonder like what the internals are like in that locker room with him, and what's he like in his conversations with the coaches and the GMs and everything else that's going on. Is he confident? Is he ready? Is he frustrated? Like, how's he handling everything? And
True.
you do feel a little bit of frustration for him, because there's been times where he's been explosive and been a guy who like needs to be in this lineup, and then other times it's kind of like, he's non-existent, but you could go through this lineup and pick out tons of guys that look non-existent all the time, right? So I think they're taking the opportunity. I mean, when do you change the lineup on a 9-game point streak? I think you do it when, like you say, it's not the biggest game in the world. You're playing the San Jose Sharks, and you want to get this guy some ice time. You want to get him a game, and you want to get him some touches. You want to bump that confidence up. Hopefully you can find something with somebody. And I think why not do it now against the San Jose Sharks when the team's buzzing? Inject him in there. And I think Keefe has got the freedom, because of the way they've been playing lately, to kind of make some changes and move some things around like that, and just try to keep guys involved, obviously, right? Because sitting in the press box, I know from experience you're doing nothing up there but rotting.
Yeah, and eating the popcorn, right? We've discussed this earlier in the season. The popcorn at Scotiabank Arena is bar none some of the best popcorn in the league. So at least he has that going for him. But I don't know, like I'm a little confused with the way they're handling this, and more so because at this point, he's not going to be a bottom 6 guy for you. And if you don't think he's the answer in the top 6, then where is he in your lineup? And I just think a player like Nick Robertson, needs that confidence. Like a perfect example is Shane Wright, sent back on a technicality to the American Hockey League right now, and he's ripping it up. I think you have to find a way to get Robertson and get that confidence going. But I think you also have to understand and comprehend that you have to handle him correctly too, and the fact that he's a younger kid. The confidence wavers at times, and I just think they have to be smart with the way they handle this, or I think they can hurt him in the long run. Like, not to say one way or another that they're not handling properly, but I think we need to see some consistency where you're seeing Nick Robertson for like 10 straight games, if that makes sense.
Yeah, either that or get him some development in ice style. He's not developing in the press box at all. And as a
Yeah,
21-year-old kid with tons of upside, it's nice to get him playing, whether it's in the American League or the NHL. And it's not like, it's not like the LA Kings having their, farm system in Manchester on the other side of the
exactly.
continent. It's
Yeah.
it's down the hallway. Like you can put that kid up and down without risking waivers or anything like that. And he can go and light it up on the Marlies and then come up, and it's just hard. You see so many of those skill guys and younger guys play a bottom 6 role, and they have never played a bottom 6 role in their life. That's not what they're supposed to do. And but who are you going to take out? Who are you going to pull out and put
Yeah.
him in place? It's always the coach's tough deal when you've got a young star player, not a star player, but a young skilled player who
Yeah.
wants to get some time in, but he's still young and he's finding himself. And it's always a balancing act. But I'd like maybe take advantage of being the Marlies right down the hallway. He can just bring his gear down there and play a couple games. And I imagine they
Yeah.
probably will do that if this continues. But obviously trying to get him in here and inject something right now, albeit like you said, it is in the bottom 6. It's going to be hard for him to play his game when he's on the bottom couple lines, and its expectations are a lot different. So I always feel for guys like that. I know so many guys who got a few games a sniff in the NHL, and they're like, well, yeah, but I was playing on the 4th line for 6 minutes. What the hell am I supposed to do with that when they're a 35, 40 goal scorer in the American League playing top PP and everything? It's just such a hard transition for them, and a lot of guys don't handle it well. So yeah, you're definitely right. You got to be hard. You got to be careful with him, not to lose him in that mix.